What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. So today I have a vehicle that I picked up, brought it over to my shop to repair it. Basically, someone had this vehicle and they didn't know what was wrong with it, so they wanted it gone from their property. So I picked it up and brought it over to my shop to figure out what's wrong with it. So right now, checking the crank sensor to see if that's the reason it's not cranking up. Timing chain and everything, timing belt, that's fine, nothing wrong with that. So we pretty much went through everything. Only thing left that it could be is this crank sensor or a fuel pump. So crank sensor wasn't that expensive, fairly easy to get to. So I said, let's try that first, see if that works. If that works, then we're good to go. If not, then we'll see about the fuel pump. Now, for anybody that's looking to do this, if you know anything about a vehicle, the crank sensor is right there where the crankshaft is. So you can look from the top side or you can look from the bottom side. You're gonna see the pulley that's connected to the crank. And this is a 2008 Ford Explorer. So if you look down there where the crank is, you're gonna see a little black box with a little plug on it. That's the crank sensor. So it's 2 bolts in it. Take those 2 bolts out, unplug the plug, and you reassemble it the same way. And if that's your problem, then you're done. You solved it. Let's see. If you're trying to figure out if your crank sensor is bad, a couple of different things that the vehicle will do. The vehicle will turn over slowly. There's a number of different things that the vehicle can do. For one, it may or may not show a check engine light if this crank sensor is bad. So yeah, I have a snap-on scanner, and you know, it's really was no need to scan it because it's not throwing any codes. So so like I said, the crank sensor can be bad and it will not throw a code all the time. So but as I was saying, they will turn over slowly when trying to crank it. That's one signal that the crank sensor is getting bad. The vehicle can just stall out. Let's see, you could take a notice of your fuel. You know, just the fuel mileage is off. That's a sign of the crank sensor being bad because it controls the fuel going to the vehicle or whatnot. When it's getting bad, it can't read like it should, so the computer kind of gets confused. So like I said, it's a couple of other things that this thing can do as well. And there's times where your vehicle will start when this thing is getting bad. Some vehicles will start with it, some of them won't. Some of them just will sit there and turn over. So like I said, basically, like I said, they don't cost that much. So if you're having these same symptoms with the vehicle, you can try that. It's a cheap, like I said, fix, and it may work. You know, fuel pumps a little bit more. So I said, you know what, let's try this first, because this could possibly be it. And then if that's not it, then we move on to the fuel pump. So like I said, it's pretty easy to change out. As I said, I will take a picture of it so you can see what it looks like, and that way, you know, you can identify it, but you cannot miss it. Like I said, if you know where the crankshaft is in this vehicle, you can't miss the crank sensor. You can't miss it. What I did, I took off the air breather to the throttle body because I was going to try to access it from the top of the engine, but I would have had to take off the radiator hose because of it's so kind of like tight trying to get down in there. So it was much easier to go from the bottom of the vehicle. This particular one is 4-wheel drive, so it has some ground clearance on it, and it's fairly easy to get to. So I was able to get it from the bottom, and so I have the new one on already. And what I'm gonna do is I'm about to put the air breather box back on and connect all the hoses back, and then I'm gonna connect all the connections that I took loose to take this off, and then I'm gonna give this thing a try and see if it fires up. So like I said, y'all could stay tuned. I will leave a description and a link, a description in the bio if it worked. If you have any questions or whatnot, drop a comment down below. And like I said, if you're having some similar problems with your Ford Explorer, like I said, just go through a couple of different things. If you're not getting any codes or anything like that, then most likely, usually it's either the crank sensor or the fuel pump if it's not getting any codes, because usually everything else will throw a code. And you know, that way you can know what you need to do. So I'm gonna get ready to wrap this video up. But like I said, if you have any questions, drop a comment down below. You know, I've heard people say, they change the ignition coil pack and stuff like that. But, that could cause the vehicle not to start as well. So there's a lot of different things you could do to try to figure out, what's going on with it. But most likely, like I said, something like that, a coil pack, it'll show a misfire code. So you would know. So, like I said, any questions or anything, just drop a comment down below. See if I can help you get your 4.0 back on the road. I appreciate you guys watching. And y'all stay tuned for more footage coming. Just wanted to do this video right here. If you do want to change the fuel pump, it's not really a bad job. The fuel pump is kind of like on the side or whatnot. So it's not like the old cars. And then it has the slim, long, rectangular fuel pump. So it's not like some old cars where you gotta. It's tough to get it down. It's a job that can be done by one man or one woman. So yep, the fuel pump's on the side, fuel bolts, drop it down, pull that old fuel pump up out of there, and take all the connections loose, pull that old one up out of there, put that new one down in there, hook up your connection, hook your lines up, put the tank back up there, and you're on. You just change your fuel pump. Really easy job. Thanks for watching. Y'all stay tuned for more videos.